Monday, and even though it's a holiday, our friends from the San Diego Regional Chamber of Commerce are checking in with us to let us know what's happening around the county and even a possible funding opportunity for you. Stephanie Benvenuto is joining us live right here on The 4. First of all, Stephanie, thanks for coming on our show. We appreciate it.
Glad to be here.
Okay, let's just jump right in, and we're going to start with the governor last week announced that switching from the pandemic to an endemic strategy. Does that impact local businesses here at all?
Absolutely. I mean, the plan didn't have a specific carve out for businesses, but I think businesses are watching every single regulatory or rule change really closely because the whiplash that so many of them felt is very real. And the different tools that he put in place, things like when we're going to test and how we're going to deploy tests and when masks are going to be required or not, definitely make an impact. I mean, our businesses are still, even though we are moving to a longer term strategy, they're still dealing with some real headaches that are COVID related. Things like supply chain and their workforce being hard to nail down. And, you know, I think one of the things we're really watching is the Cal OSHA guidance. We're still under an emergency temporary standard that dictates basically how you keep your workforce safe. They're going to be rolling out a long-term policy that will be statewide, and we haven't even seen that one, and it goes into effect in April. So businesses are continuing to just try to hold steady and make sure that they can roll with the punches, but I do think that you're still seeing some serious heartburn.
Okay, and as soon as he does release more details on that, of course, we will pass it along to our viewers. Let's talk about the story that continues to make headlines here in San Diego. That's the skyrocketing rent and housing prices. Sandag jumping in with a housing plan of its own. What's this all about?
Yeah, so Sandag is our regional planning authority, and it's kind of an interesting move from them because while housing costs are absolutely I can't curse on the news, but I mean, it is an absolute nightmare all over the county, right? So Sandag coming in and setting up their own regional equitable housing subcommittee is signaling to the various cities that have different appetites for housing and more housing and different types of housing. It's signaling that they're getting really serious about this. And an interesting piece of this is that Sandag is where a lot of discussions around transportation, job location, and homes actually occurs. So I think something that could come out of this work from them is more dollars from the federal or state level that will get distributed. Additionally, Sandag is where many times we see a ground zero fight about the housing expectations from the government. So it's going to be another space where, you know, hopefully some additional flexibility can be introduced and we'll see more houses get built because that's really the crux of the issue, right? So we're going to be watching that really closely, but their launching into that is pretty significant.
Okay, housing shortage, of course, just another tier of that particular problem. Before we run out of time here, I love when you come on our show because you're so good about informing our viewers, especially the small business owners out there, of potential funding opportunities for them. What do you have for us this week?
Yeah, so we've got the California Dream Fund, which is supposed to be opening up within the next couple of weeks here. And this is a cool one. It's micro grants up to $10,000 for small businesses throughout the state. So you can either be starting a small business in the nascent phases or trying to launch an entrepreneurial effort, and you can get 10,000 bucks. So that comes with some training pieces too to help you make sure you're going to have a resilient effort. And they're focused on green tech, childcare, which I love, huge issue for the chamber, retail and manufacturing. So we'll know more once that gets officially launched, but definitely start getting your paperwork together if you want to apply.
And where do people find out more information about things like that? Right on your website?
Yeah, you can go to our website. You can also go to gobiz.ca.gov. That's the governor's basic economic development platform. But you can always give a call to your friendly chamber friends, and we'll be sure to point you in the right direction.
All right, Stephanie Benvenuto from the San Diego Regional Chamber of Commerce. Thank you again. We'll see you next Monday.